Welcome to Simply Joy by Kristen. I'm Kristen and I'm so glad you are here. This is my favorites part 2. It's going to be all about birds and books. But let's be honest, I did not get enough done. But I would love to share what I did. First up, I have this green book. I love the look of it. And I just wanted to keep the color as is. But before I started working with it, I did tear a couple pages out because I want to show what you can do with book pages in addition to the book. I also pulled out, this is not from the latest IOD release, but it is one of the newer ones, and I think it's called Wild Bloom. And I just started playing with it and layering the flowers and just kind of allowing it to speak to me. However, I came to kind of like a stumped point where I wasn't sure where to go next. And you know what? When that happens, you set it aside. So that's what I did. You're going to see what I did for the first layer. I set it aside and I decided to work on the next project. So this is where I left it before I went on to the next one. This little pedestal sign has been in my stash for a while, but as I was thinking of birds and books, I instantly came up with what I wanted to do on this one. So the first thing I did was give it a layer of paint and let that dry. And while that's drying, let's work on one of the book pages. So this particular book page was pretty blank and I liked the look of that. And so that's what I'm working with. I'm also working with a piece of watercolor paper just to give it a little bit of strength because it is fragile, and some cardboard. So this is what I picked up from the new release. Plus I had to get a few of my favorite colors from DIY Paint. But let me tell you, this music sheet stamp, the waltz, might be my favorite. And I'm so sad that I thought I hit record so you could see me do it, but instead I hit record of the aftermath of me cleaning it up. But I literally was so giddy with excitement when I saw the reveal. Like, I think this might become my very favorite background stamp. I know. I still have coming disregards, but this one probably is going to be my new favorite. So I have a friend who is selling the redesign by Prima, and I thought it would be so much fun just to try out these cute little girls. And I love the look of it on the stamped book page with the cardboard. I was kind of going for a clipboard look. And as much as I liked the skeleton binder clips, I went with a bull's dog. I think that was the right way to go, but I think I need to invest in larger ones so I can make these on a larger scale. So often you're not seeing my process. I probably took 15 or 20 minutes to find the right hymn in the hymnal book of what I was going to use. Like, it takes me a long time to be selective and to choose. I'm very much thinking through the process. What do I want it to look like? How can it connect together? And I knew I wanted to pull out my bird molds. I haven't used these in a while, and it was really fun to pull them out again. And I think this bird mold on the hymn, on that pedestal sign, just came together in a way that was beautiful and organic. And yes, there was a few places that it cracked and kind of, pieced it back together. But isn't that the truth? Like, God has it together, but we don't. And thank goodness he's okay with that. Well, then I went in and I painted. Now, I did some waxes afterwards. Now, this is more of a neutral look, but Debbie Beard from the Designs the DIY Paint, she always likes to dry brush white paint afterwards. And so I tried it. And even though I had a neutral palette, I really do think that it made just the right amount of difference. So what do you think? Was this the right combo? Again, this is part 2 of my favorites. If you didn't catch favorites part 1, why don't you go check it out? And as always, if you want to like, share, and subscribe, give me a heart. It really does make a difference. Okay, so when I was doing some quick organizing in the garage, which is where I carry things that I am not using currently, I was trying to pull some things from my booth because we're on a trip and I wanted to make sure that I stocked it well. Well, I came across a couple gold frames, and you remember the last video, I put 12 frames in my booth and 10 have sold. And so adding a couple more was probably a good idea. Now, this theme was birds, so I pulled out this beautiful book, and these images do not do enough justice. Like, the weight of the paper and the matte finish is just stunning. And I can't wait to kind of put these with the vintage books that I have in my booth. I think they're gonna be perfect. I was just on a roll of pulling things from my stash and just making it happen. And this little piece was something that my dad had cut up for me from a chair. So I needed it to match. And so I just gave a little stain to it. And then I had this adorable little bird that I just glued on the top. And it's just precious. It's going to look so cute on a stack of books or just in a little vignette. I love the combination. Yes, it was simple. Yes, it took me a very long time to make this happen. I don't even know how long I've had the bird in my stash, but you know what? I'm counting this as a win because the more that I can pull out and create is better for me. It's better for my booth, and it's just makes me happy. Okay, let's get back to that green book. I decided to add some little moths. I think maybe one's a butterfly, and I think it was exactly what it needed. It gives kind of a grandma's garden vibe, and I think it's done. But please let me know because I haven't sealed it and I haven't done like my closure of my tie ribbon together. So let me know if you think it needs something else or if I should leave it as is. Have you ever had an idea that you're almost paralyzed by because what if you make a mistake? What if you ruin it? Well, I have this beautiful oval vintage frame and I am leaving it as is in all its beauty of cracks and imperfections. Well, I got this in Colorado and my sister held it for me for months, and then we transported it to Pennsylvania, and lo and behold, it survived all of that until it got in the house and it broke. And so I knew it needed a new frame, and I thought it would look gorgeous in the gold frame, but I was so hesitant to cut it. And you know what? I took that brave step, and I absolutely love how it turned out. After my last video, I got the sweetest message from my sister. My niece and nephew were so inspired by my video that they wanted to paint just like I paint, and that is my heart. I want to inspire creativity. I want you to create just for yourself. So if that is something that you want to do, my next video will be on June 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you there.